been a while. Got some new subscribers, which I appreciate a ton. If you don't know, I'm Pat, and this is Jen. Sorry. And we are heading out to the Banff area. Actually, Canmore, Canada, BC. I'm sorry, Alberta. We're planning to drive about 4 hours today. I think it's about 9 hours to Canmore from where we live in Bellingham area. So we're gonna just do a half-day drive. We don't know where we're gonna stay tonight. We don't know if we're gonna try to find someplace, you know, off-grid, but we'll find something. And then we do have a campground in Canmore, so we can have a kind of a home base while we're up there. We're gonna be there Sunday night, Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night, Thursday night, and then we're gonna drive all the way back home Friday. All right, so our first stop is in Hope, BC. Hope, BC is where they filmed Rambo, the first one. And behind me is a little park in town. You can see back here, it's a little bit smoky up and about, just a little bit. We're stopped here to let the dogs go to the bathroom. They have a nice bathroom, and then we'll probably walk around town a little bit. But it's a beautiful little park right in downtown. Of course, Hope is very small. So guys, one of the things I love about that van is from Bellingham here to Hope, we got about 17.9 miles a gallon, which is just awesome. When we pulled the camper with the Expedition, we get about 10 miles a gallon. So it's really nice. And we have the extended tank, 31 gallons. So theoretically, we may be able to make it all the way to Canmore in one tank, but we're not gonna try that. Here's the statue of Brian Dennehy, Sheriff, and down here behind the flowers is Rambo. There's the statue of Rambo. Alrighty guys, so we are stopping at this campground called Sandy Beach Campground on the Shuswap Lake. We just got a tent site. You can see here, it's just simple. But what's nice is there is a off-leash dog swimming area. So we're gonna go check that out, get the dogs a break before we come back and have some tuna fish that Jen made. Dog, she saw Gia get a little swim. Jen's setting up the carpet real quick so that way Gia can drop some of her dirt. There's Jen setting up, and then we're gonna crack open the tuna fish salad that Jen made last night so we can finally eat. Alrighty, quick little view of our site. Gia's there eating. Paloma is on a hunger strike. I mean, it's just one night. There's a lot of people here. This campsite, this campground is very busy. It looks like a lot of the sites are permanent, where people park their camper and they build a deck around it and shed and garage and bathrooms and all that stuff around their things. So I assume some of them are obviously long-term rentals or leases. But it's pretty neat. It's right on the lake there, the Shuswap Lake, just outside of Salmon Arm in BC. Tell us if you enjoyed the lake, Gia. Gia? Gia, you don't want to tell us if you liked the lake? Look, did you like swimming? Is that a yes? You're tired now? Good girl. All right, woman. Show us your delicious tuna fish sandwich.
It's not gourmet, but it's delicious, okay?
What's gourmet?
You know, fancy bread.
Sourdough.
That's true. Locally made, huh?
Avenue bread, sourdough,
True. Okay.
toasted.
You didn't have any chips, though.
It is delicious, but yeah, she hates me because she didn't buy us any chips. Okay, maybe not. We're gonna, after we eat this, we're gonna go wander about this campground. It's pretty big.
I think there's a little store.
There might be a little store, and
We'll buy chips.
we'll buy chips. It'll be too late. And they might have a mini golf here. We'll see.
Let's do it with my hand on that.
All right, good morning, everybody. There's Gia Jen, bright and early. It's 6:40. She don't want to be on video, but we're heading over to Yoho. Got up early, had a great night in the bed, and we were heading over there now. So we'll get back to you, maybe get some vid on the way over, and then we will show you when we get to Yoho. So we're at Wapta Falls. Jen just stopped so that she could be behind, so she could be in camera.
No.
Yeah, there she is. It's supposedly a short little loop. We had to stop because we need to get out for a minute. I think our plans for the day are kind of out of whack, but that's all right. We just talked to someone who liked our van. They didn't see the inside, but they were asking questions right when we got in. It's really nice. This parking area is pretty tight. And
we got lucky that we found a parking space.
Yes,
it's a parking area.
We got very lucky because someone pulled out right before we pulled in, and we were right at the trailhead. And it'll be easy for us to just back out and then head out of here because it's pretty narrow and the van is obviously long, so it's not like it's easy to do a K-turn in the middle of the gravel road. But we'll see how it looks.
Yeah, and a lot easier than, you know, pulling a camper.
Oh yeah, we wouldn't be able to do the camper here. No way, shape, or form. So this morning we left Salmon Arm, and I kind of had it in my brain that from Salmon Arm to Yoho was going to be just like an hour or two at the most. Well, to get to Emerald Lake, well, it's more like three and a half hours. And we want to get to Emerald Lake early, but it's already noon and we're not even there. So we don't know what we're going to do after this. We still haven't eaten breakfast or now lunch, so we'll see. Alrighty guys, hopefully you enjoyed the video of us driving over here. We are at Bow Valley Provincial Park, Lac des Arcs. Okay, there is no services here, no water, power, anything. I don't know if you can see behind me, back here is a big huge mountain. We're right about 9 miles east of Canmore. The park is pretty cool. The campsite's pretty cool in that the campgrounds between everybody is kind of spaced and a little bit decent. So you can see over here, here's a campsite. This one on the other side of us here is kind of close, but it's on the other side of our van, the side that we don't really show. We don't have windows, so it's not really a thing. Right straight out here is a lake that we took a look at, and there's some campgrounds all in there. It's pretty good. It was booked it for Sunday night, Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night, Thursday night, 5 nights, and it was $120 Canadian, which is probably about $100 USD. All right, in other news, we finally christened the Boxio for I mean, it works fine. It's fine. It's like a glorified cat hole, but you have a bag and you can throw it in the trash. But what's nice is it's not in these freaking porta potty, or not porta potties, these pit toilets they have here, which just walking by them is so disgusting. So the Boxio is pretty good for that. Jen is still having some issues on the number one side. The holes are big, but I'm not a woman, so I know women have maybe they have aiming issues or whatever. So we may or may not keep that. But for right now, number one seemed to work fine most of the time, and 2 was successful too. So congratulations to us. We needed to break that in, since again we were going to be out here for a week and we were no way could use those pit toilets. Oof. All right, I just want to say, having the shower in the camper or the van and to be able to use the shower is the best. It feels so good to be clean, hair washed, the whole max. Is freaking awesome. Alrighty, good morning, folks. We woke up and we wanted to hurry up and get to Johnston Canyon camp trails so we can check it out. We haven't made breakfast, but now Jen is preparing the puppies' food. And then what we're gonna have is sausage, potato, egg tacos. So one thing about vans, and well, campers probably too, but in the van we have to get everything. It's about, I think I've seen people say also, it's like a swap, move this. It's like that little game where you have the 15 squares and the 6-1 gap, and you have to move them all around. In order to get this piece here, you have to move this piece. That's kind of like it is for the van thing. You can't just have everything piled up everywhere.
This is what you need, or this is what you need?
You get just the stuff that you need, and you have to move things around, because up top we have our electric skillet, our inductive stove, which we're going to use, and our skillet. But in order to get other things like taper plates out, you have to move those, and so it's a big game of Tetris, and you know, waiting your turn to do the things. So Jen's getting ready, getting some stuff, and then once she gets done, then I'll get there and start making get the stuff out we need to cook. There's Jen making the bed. She likes to have her bed made. That's not true. She makes the bed every day.
No, I know, but this is
So what I'm going to do is brown this sausage here, take it off the skillet, and then I'm going to put some butter on the pan and then put the fries in so they can kind of crisp up. Because you want the fries a little bit crispy, so that way they're not, you know, soft and mushy. I'll show you. Back in. All right, so right now we're using the inverter skillet, and Jen's got a teapot. You can see here we're pulling 146 amps. That's of course all through the 3,000 watt inverter, so pretty good that we can run both. Now we won't turn the water heater on, but still happy with the performance. Alright, so Jen said the taco's good. Let's double check. See what she puts that in her pie hole, her taco hole. Yum. All right, I'm gonna eat. You saw I put some water on my skillet. That way it'll soften up the stuff. Alrighty, so we got here at Johnston Canyon about 8:30. The trail, the parking lot, and it was almost full. There was probably 15 or 20 spaces available still. All this area over here was full. And they do have an overflow parking. The last time we came, excuse me, last year, everything was full. Just this was people parking on the roads. It was supposed to be very beautiful, waterfalls, gully. We'll see. We just got eating, cleaned the kitchen. Jen cleaned up everything. And we were gonna slide over here, hit the head, and then go see what it's all about. See why all these people come. And we'll share it with you. There's some endangered birds here, so we are we're required to be strictly on the trail, which of course we'll abide by. Besides, we have the dogs. We're not going to take them off, get into animals and whatnot. All in all, this should be a relatively easy walk in the park, so to speak. But it's supposed to be really beautiful. We'll see. So here's what we're gonna do: Lower Falls, Upper Falls, 1.5 miles, and we'll take you with us. All right, my stomach is turning, doing a little bit of flips. I'll admit it. I'm a sissy. Johnston Canyon is really nice, and it's good to go too. Alrighty, so we decided to go out on this Icefield Parkway. Jen was hoping to see animals, and we found the spiral tunnels, which she wanted to see. Alright, so the spiral tunnels are here to get the train up elevation, and on this picture it actually goes in. It's called a spiral because it does a loop to get elevation, to climb, because they're using it for basically like a switchback that we use for. Okay, we're at Takakkaw Falls,
Which is part of the
okay. So here's the ice field back here. Melts and comes down here. We're gonna probably get a view down there. 300 meters. That's 1,000 feet. Alrighty, so we finally found the red chairs in Canada. Alrighty guys, so we decided to stop at, I think this is Bow Lake, for have some lunch. We made some grilled cheese sandwich and chips. We cooked right here on our again, our skillet, inductive stove, and the iron skillet, and this is our view. Not bad. What do you think, woman?
Not bad at all. That's Instagram. That's an Instagram photo.
Right. Insta worthy. So, the van is being is exceeding expectations with where we can go and how easy it is. We have all of our stuff. We're just driving around like, oh, well, we want to go to Lake Louise, but it's always super packed. So why don't we just drive around some, see some other places, make lunch. We'll go to Lake Louise in the afternoon and then probably be available. So that's what we're doing. Lake Louise, I think, is maybe an hour at most south of here. And we'll swing by there, and then we'll probably swing into Banff in the late afternoon. Maybe go try to find a dessert or something, since we're eating a very early dinner or very late lunch.
We have our desserts from last night.
Yes, we do.
Cheesecake.
Yes, we do. Anyways, I thought we'd share it with you guys real quick. By the way, look, you can see Jen's bed still made. She likes to keep a ship shape in ship shape. Crawfoot Glacier. You can see up there big glaciers. There are so many glaciers up here in the area, all high up in the mountains, that they're just tremendous. Feeding all these lakes like this with the glacial flower. Beautiful. Alrighty guys, so we made it to Lake Louise. The parking lot is large and in charge. It's about, what time is it, 5:30? Okay, it's 5 o'clock, whatever, but it's packed with people still. Very much. Doesn't mean it's not beautiful though.
It's gorgeous.
Alright, so we're doing a little trail, maybe to the tea house, I don't know. It's pretty hard. It's beginning. Right now we're worried, are we out of shape that much, or is it steep? We don't know. Alright, we made it. Made up here at 6:30. Of course, the place is closed. And there's a beautiful lake, and nobody's up here. We're the only ones here. Right, babe?
Well, I am so happy that we made it.
Jen is the slowest downhill walker ever. Alrighty, so we made it down, up and back. Probably took us 2.5 hours. Maybe 2.5. Alright, walk. How was the hike?
Oh my gosh, it was so hard. I got a little bit grumpy. I felt a little bit discouraged, and I thought I wanted to quit. And then when I talked to some girls and I said something to them about it, they said, you know what, it's going to be so worth it. And it was. We wound up at, I think it's Lake Mirror. Was it Lake Mirror? Mirror Lake or something like that. And then we had half a mile left to the tea house. And that's the place I wanted to go. And even though it was closed, it was well worth the whole hike. So recommend it.
There you go. She gives it 1.5 stars for being so hard. No, I'd say probably she's gonna give it 5 stars.
Oh yeah.
She loved it.
I loved it.
Alrighty, we're gonna be heading back to the campsite. Alrighty guys, good morning. Jen's kicking back on the bed. We're making some breakfast. We're gonna make sausage, egg, English muffins, and we are here. This is Two Jack Lake in, by Two Jack Lake. It's right outside of Banff. We decided to get up in the morning and come over here and park to make breakfast. Today we're gonna, like I said, I think yesterday we said we're gonna stay in town in Banff most of the day in the area. So we thought we would start off by coming over here to Two Jack and have some breakfast made and enjoy the beautiful view in the morning. Again, check this out. Alrighty, so yesterday we were up at Bow Lake for breakfast, I think it was. And today we're down here in Banff on the Bow River and by the Bow Falls. I'll show you that right now. Alrighty, so we're in Banff town. They have a big giant free parking area here. So if you're bringing your van or your camper, you can park it free here for up to 8 or 9 hours. See if you can see. It's a very big parking lot and it's easy walking straight downtown from here. So take advantage of it. Don't pay to park when they have this huge area to park at. We'll show more down. Alrighty guys, we decided to go ahead and head home today. We don't know how far we're gonna make it. I think it's total like about 9 hours of driving, but I don't know what we're gonna do. We're gonna what inevitably will happen is we'll be driving and we're like, oh, we only have a couple more hours, let's just keep going. So we'll see. The trip was fan-freaking-tastic. The van is just so spot on. It allowed us to make the restaurants, make our own restaurant in the most beautiful places. I don't know if it's on earth, but Banff, Yoho, Jasper National Parks are incredibly beautiful. So we were able to just have breakfast overlooking lakes, or lunch overlooking rivers and mountains, or make dinner, steak overlooking lakes and mountain views. Just the best. Anywhere we went was our home. Anywhere we wanted to stop to eat, we had that capacity. So it's fantastic. The van, I've said it so many times, just way went beyond our expectations for what it would be, how it would be, and it'll continue to do that. I do have some more work I need to finish off on it, but small things. And I need to get back on that horse, so hopefully we'll get going on that soon and we'll have this all finished up.